Hi and welcome back to XPlane 11 and the next leg on my attempt to get round, if not mainland Great Britain, maybe the UK. As I keep saying, I still haven't quite decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, and how I'm going to go about it and the like. But anyway, this is the next leg. So last time I flew from, where did I fly from? York, around York, down to Fenland. I also at that point decided that maybe my hops were taking a little bit too long. I'm sure that one was like more like 90 minutes or something like that, if not getting on for 2 hours. I feel like that's probably a bit much, so I'm going to try and do a slightly short hop this time. That was the plan anyway. Yeah, there we go. Went all the way down there, all the way around here, and to here where I am now. So the plan today is to fly kind of out to the wash. Given that there's a sort of a no-fly zone around here, I'm going to sort of play along with the idea and go along, backtrack a little bit where I was on the wash, come across to, I think it's Hunstanton, and then come round the Norfolk coast and end up at Great Yarmouth. Probably still slightly longer than I was originally planning, but it seemed like a good place to go. That was my idea. I'm flying with Rail World weather again. I did actually look at the weather and it looks like it's sort of, you know, broken cloud, maybe a little bit sun, so this is looking about right to me. I've got the route planned in there so I can actually follow the waypoints and stuff like that. I'm pretty much set up, so I should just go for it, I think. Lights and all that kind of stuff are on. Let's take the brake off. Rudder pedals. But oh no, I've done it. Oh, the number of times I do that. I got to do the rudder pedals and then do the wrong thing. Let's just get back in the pilot seat. How do I get back in the pilot seat? I've forgotten how to get back in the pilot seat. There you go. Get in pilot seat. Right. I just need to. Which button is it? Hang on. A little bit more. That should do. Right, it's not the button I think it is. What's that? I'm clicking something, I'm not sure what I'm clicking. Oh yeah, that's the autopilot. Right. There we go, rudder pedals. Okay, right. We're in control now. So let's give it a little bit of throttle. So this is the strip here, isn't it? I did notice, I've been looking back at a couple of my recordings of this, and what's interesting is especially if I do the thing of zooming in, and I forgot what the zoom in button is right the second, but I'm just going to muck around with that. But if I do the thing of zooming in so I can better see what I'm doing, I've noticed that the actual recording gets really choppy, like a really low, really bad frame rate. Which is interesting because that's absolutely not what I experience in the headset. I find XPlane 11 in the headset actually really quite buttery smooth. Oh, I remembered where we're going now. Right, so I'm going to taxi around these aircraft. So yeah, actually in the headset I find it's really quite smooth. So A, if you're watching this, then apologies for any choppiness that you do see, but also B, that's actually really not a thing I'm experiencing. So I'm not sure why that's happening. It's obviously something to do with the actual desktop apps, you know, the desktop window itself, or the way OBS interacts with it. Right. Get on the runway. Try and line up on the middle a little bit. This isn't going well. There's a floating tree over there. At least in my headset it looks like it's a floating tree. Right. Now, which direction am I facing? I think I want to be heading off that way. So I'm going to go out and then do a turn around to the left, I think. Right. Let's go full power. Now, as always with these flights, I'm not incredibly well versed in the workings of XPlane 11, and I'm still trying to find my feet again in flight sims in general. So this may be a lot of learning on the job, as it has been recently. That's part of the fun, right? Let's bring the range. No, there we go. That way. Let's see where I'm going. Right, let's slowly climb. Bring ourselves round. Point at the first waypoint. So far, so good. Now, recently I've been using the autopilot a lot, which is no bad thing, but I'm intrigued by the idea of just trying to pilot it by hand for a moment. I just want to zoom in on that, but I've forgotten what the zoom in button is. And I'm terrified that I'm going to it's one of these two buttons and I can't remember which one it is. But I don't want to like teleport or some nonsense. Right, it's not that. It's that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So there may have been some real frame rate drops when I did that. I absolutely don't see that in the headset. Let's get some altitude. Cloud. I'm not sure what the base of the clouds are. Looks like I've got some height to get yet. Okay, this is going fairly smooth. Gee, the thing of not really thinking about the fuel again. But oh, I want to go that way. But that's kind of okay because I actually did start a new flight, so I imagine I started off with plenty of fuel. Actually, don't have that much fuel, but I think that's the default amount. Right, let's keep climbing. Bring it up to 2,000. It's 1.5. Trying to keep the climb around 500. But straying off to the side a little bit. Trying to keep fairly level flight by just holding my hand in space in front of me. It takes a little bit doing. Okay, fast approaching 2,000. Still look like we've got some distance to the clouds yet. Let's keep going up. So yeah, the conditions I'm seeing do seem to pretty much match what I saw from the forecast. I mean, I literally just googled Norfolk weather, and this is pretty much spot on for what it said that it was going to be. I didn't like look at actual proper weather as if you were flying in the area, so I didn't look at wind speeds or anything like that, or cloud base, that kind of thing. Right, I think I'm going to do that and say heading. Well, I should have done this first though. I want to go that way, and I want you to hold altitude as well. There we go. Do a little bit of autopilot now. Picking up speed now that we're leveled off. About 2,500. Still a bit of separation from the clouds, so that's good, right? Someone flying not very far in front of me if I'm reading the map correctly. Can't see any traffic though. Just going to adjust my headset a little bit. Try and make it comfier. So yeah, kind of that area of the wash there. Looking on the charts that I planned this route on, and I seem to remember from when I lived in the area that it's kind of a no-fly zone or whatever you would call it over there. So I could have just started off along the coast there, but I thought I'd sort of play along and avoid that bit. And kind of this bit here. So I'm going to go up there and then, as I say, across to Hunstanton, which is a place I visited many years ago, at least 15, 16 years ago. I seem to remember there being some nice beaches there. I got some photos of the area. Okay, looking good. Motoring along at a decent speed. That traffic is off to my left somewhere. Goodness knows where though. It'd be interesting. Try again. It would actually be really interesting to fly this with proper traffic. Yeah, lots of traffic. Start turning a little bit. Oh, there's actually some frame drops there. Actually, yeah, I seem to remember I hadn't set myself up to actually go quite along the coast. I was more going to actually fly over the water, that was it. So, this is probably the biggest expanse of water I've flown over so far on this trip. Don't even know if that's really a sensible thing to do in an aircraft like this. Let's go for it. Something down there. Can't see what that is. Definitely something in the water. There's also an oil rig out there, another oil rig out there, some kind of boat out there, looking at that. I'm guessing the oil rigs are for mucking about with the helicopters. Just checking the real world time. Why am I doing it again? I'm doing that thing again. I know I can check the real world time by, there we go. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Actually, it's about a minute slow, curiously. I wonder if the time's wrong on my PC. Okay so far. Still can't make out what that is. I think I should dip down and go and have a look. Oh, no, done that thing again. Okay, hang on. Let's just recover. Let's take the head. I wanted to take autopilot off. There we go. Let's just recover. I want it to lose a bit of altitude, but not that much and that quickly. I want it to come down and have a look at what this is. It just looks like some kind of buoy in the water, doesn't it? Oh no, it's some kind of yacht. I think I got a trim problem here, you know. I think I'm trimmed weirdly. Let's go and have a look anyway. Oh, I'm losing a lot of height very quickly. Didn't intend to. Probably putting my aircraft through a lot of stress here. Can I do a trim reset? How do you reset trim? Oh god, I can see how, yeah, we're trim way off. I need to keep an eye out of the window while I'm trying to reset the trim. Slight emergency, we're okay though, we're okay. Whoa! Keep looking out the window, Dave. Keep looking out the window. I'm trying to sort the trim out. Is it just me, or is the trim wandering again? Right. There we go. Keep an eye on speed. Right, that's... trim is about back to right. Okay, just wanted to come down and say hello to this yacht. This is where this flight ends in disaster, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely some kind of yacht, isn't it? Just watching the speed. Try to kill some of it for a moment. Getting a bit close to the water now. There we are. It's probably not a sensible thing to be doing, but that's why we do this stuff in flight sims, right? Oh, that's so cool. Hello. Okay, let's get out of here. Completely forgotten where I'm going. Let's find my track. Fly back over to the track, to the waypoint. Is that the same yacht? Is that how far away I've come from it while trying to turn? Go that way. Heading down altitude hold. And then going to just start notching the altitude up a little bit. Well, that was a little adventure. Hey, okay, yeah, that was fun. Even if we nearly did crash. Let's not talk about that. I was just practicing emergency recovery or something like that, right? Something like that. A bit of a turn, a little bit more altitude. There must be a way of dialing in an altitude without it just going nose up or something ridiculous like that. Because it is a bit extreme the way it tries to gain altitude. I feel like I should be able to dial in that I want to climb at a certain speed, you know, a certain vertical speed. Oh, overshot. And I keep forgetting which. There's that one. Right, there we go. Let's just take the autopilot off for a moment. Fly by hand. So definitely now getting into parts of the country that I don't know so well. I think the furthest I've ever been into Norfolk is I've forgotten the name of the place now. I mean, I've been to Hunstanton, as I said. I think that's in Norfolk. Yeah, that's over the border from Lincolnshire, isn't it? I haven't been to Norwich. I've definitely been further along the coast. I can't remember the name of the place. I went camping somewhere once. Also there's a town somewhere along the north coast. I can't remember the name of it. It's quite some time ago now. But yeah, definitely getting into parts of the country I don't really, I'm not familiar with. As I follow around the coast, the next time I'm going to be anywhere that I'm even vaguely familiar with is going to be when I get around sort of the Portsmouth, Southampton area. You know, sort of get sight of Hailing Island or somewhere like that. Used to live down that way. Coming up on our waypoint. Well, we made it. We're pretty much back in overland. Very much back at a point where if I was to lose my engine, I could make it to land. Let's go heading, altitude, dial in, probably about there. Maybe I did want to be more east. Just waggle our way along, eh? I think we can bring it up a bit more. I don't know how close I can get to these clouds. Doing okay. Ooh, that was quite a bit of lag there then. Hopefully it's okay in the recording. This is one of those games where I'm recording from a display on the screen rather than capturing what's actually visible in my headset. I'm going way off course. We've got about 13 minutes to our next waypoint. Still have this thing of coming up to 3,000 feet above sea level. It doesn't look very high. I mean, it looks high, obviously. It's one of the great things about VR is you definitely get perspective, but it doesn't look that high. Big hole in the clouds now, this is nice. I do like the light effects in here, it really gives it a sense of sun and shadows and things like that. Especially as you're turning and you see the shadow migrate across the cockpit and everything. It's actually really great. View. There's the sun up there, seems a bit hazy though. What's that? Apparently an aircraft carrier has just appeared. It has as well. I can see an aircraft carrier out there. And an oil rig. I'm not seeing the oil rig. It must be much further out. Oh, the temptation to go and land this on the aircraft carrier. Straying off course again. But no, despite the fact that I did have that little moment of mucking about around that yacht, my plan here is to try and actually stick with just the simple thing of doing a round Britain trip. And obviously most of the time I'm not even, hands-on in that, but I feel that's probably what you'd be doing, right? This is just VR sightseeing with the imminent threat of death at any moment if you just start being stupid, I suppose. But my plan is I may do some other videos, maybe after I've done this, or maybe along the way just to break things up. But I will try silly things like let's take off in something like this and find the nearest aircraft carrier and go and land on it. Yeah, just as a little challenge for myself. Could be kind of fun, but I don't want to break this up. Actually, maybe that's what I should do, is as part of the round trip, is when I've stopped somewhere, maybe as a little break, go for a joy fly before carrying on. The other thing I definitely want to do as well, though, is not just stick to the UK. I mean, there's any number of fascinating places to fly, and any number of interesting airstrips to get in and out of, and things like that. I definitely want to go and visit some of those and try some of those. There's going to be loads of really interesting, sort of strips in the Himalayas and things like that, where it's fun. Conditions for trying to land and everything. Definitely want to try those. Did we just pivot then? We're getting winds. Is it windy? I haven't checked the wind. $120 knot winds. Well, that's it. Okay, that seems more reasonable. I thought I'd peaked at 12,000 feet. 120 knots at 12,000 feet seemed a bit much. 31 knots. Is that a bit breezy? Seems like it's a bit breezy. It has been, real world weather. Well, this is supposed to be real world weather. But where I am the last few days, probably the last 4 days, it's been really windy. Like incredibly windy. So I've got about 7 minutes left to go. Should definitely figure out some more of these instruments. I mean, I kind of know what they're for, or I can vaguely remember what they're for from back when I was doing Flight Sim 2K back in the day and everything. But I can't remember. Well, it's not that I can't remember. I don't know how to actually dial them in and stuff like that. I got some learning to do. Definitely got some learning to do. I'm guessing. Oh, I can tune my nav. My nav. Tune ADF1. Did that change anything? Wasn't looking, was I? Where's ADF? I'm not seeing anything change. Go away. Tune nav1. The comms one. Where's nav? Is there something I even do on here? Ooh, that changed. Did that change? Ooh. So shouldn't that be pointing at whatever beacon I tune to? But like the one I picked is over there, which is way behind me. I can't remember this stuff. I so can't remember this stuff. Pick that and then say tune. Definitely changed something there. I can't remember how to use these things. I so can't remember how to use these things. Problem is the book that I had for learning this stuff, I don't really have with me anymore. It's off in storage, so yeah, I don't really have it anymore. What's ADF? It rings a bell, but I can't remember. So that's definitely pointing at something. Be careful there, not screwing anything up while I'm just randomly clicking things. Go on that. There we go. Flight plan. I can't remember what any of these things do. I'm going to have to start doing some relearning. Start getting into this properly. Oh, coming up on my waypoint. Very fast approaching my waypoint. Looking promising. I don't really have much to say about where I'm at though, because like, as I say, I don't really know this area of the world very well. Stay below the clouds, okay, so that's alright. Ooh. Wait. I feel like I'm going nose down. I think I'm definitely going a bit nose down. What these are. Don't want to mess with that as well here though. Something else I haven't really been playing with is the mixture. I've just been leaving it as it is. You need to be careful with this because I don't want to stall the engine. Again, that would make for a fun little session though, would be taking this up and then forcing the engine to stall and then, I don't know, trying to do a glide in to landing or try and get the engine restarted again. Maybe practice some stalls, getting out of trouble. Got traffic off to my side again. The thing is, whoa, there's some lag. I don't know if he's above me or below me. Can't see him. Kind of behind me now. Right, how far have I got to go? No, I want it that way. So after this waypoint, I'm coming into the airport. That's fine. Ah, no, give me my oh no, take me back, oh, for goodness sake. No, I've done it again. Should not mess with this stuff. No. Ah, no! I've chosen the wrong one. Oh, for goodness sake. No! Now we're in trouble. I might have to just do this by... Hang on. Flight plan. Don't want that one. That's the one I'm after. Come on, select that. There we go, right, understood. Right. And now I should muck with it. Of course, he thinks I'm going to be back there now, so can I say the... No, I've done it again. Come on, select. There we go. Do that again. And then no. Oh. Oh, I see. That's an interesting view there. Haven't seen that before. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it to... That's what I want. No. Come back. No. There we go. I want to go there. That's it. Now how do I get back? There we go. Very intuitive user interface. So, yes, Great Yarmouth. Never been there. Don't really know anything about it. I know it exists, and that's about it. Just under 3 minutes. Should probably start losing some altitude, shouldn't I? Really does like to do it quite dramatically, doesn't it? Let's let altitude hold off. Nope, it doesn't do it. Oh, apparently I can't take the altitude off that way. So presumably I have to... Done it again. Hang on. Need to find out. There we go. That's it. Start losing some altitude. But I wanted to do it while holding the heading. Okay, let's do this all manually. And get down to about 1500 maybe. Up on the waypoint. Not in the most comfortable position. I need to redo my position in a moment, I think. Is it going to auto switch the next waypoint? Maybe not after I manually set where I was going. Oh no, it's done it. Okay, cool. Right, so we're on the final leg of this trip. Losing some height. Right, I'm going to say heading and hold my altitude again. Heading will be over there. Let's just put some power back on. Oh, getting close to stall speed. Right. Not too far off now, I think. I'm not actually sure. Let's put Yarmouth. So I think I'm going to be coming in from the coast and in. So actually, well, I wanted to get a good position again, didn't I? Just go back to heading and altitude hold. Turn that out there. I just want to try and get... No, it's too far back. No, it was way too far back. Trying to find a good position is actually really tricky. That feels good, I think. Maybe a bit lower? No. There we go. That'll do the job. Need to shuffle that chair a little bit. Right, that'll do. Autopilot off. Right, let's see if we can find this airfield. Is that it down there? No, where is it? Not sure where it is. Oh, steady on, steady on, steady on. Let's follow the coast down. We've got some distance to go yet, I think. Although, so there's that body of water out there, and it's before it. Can't see it yet. Might have to fly right over it and then get myself sort of in the pattern for landing. No sign of it yet. It looks like it should be sort of straight ahead. Oh, is that it down there? Between me and that lake or whatever it is, or is that river? I think that's it down there. Let's go fly over it. Just get a feel for how it's laid out. That's it there, right? It's got to be. Grass strip again. Yeah, that's it. It's definitely it. Sometimes it's quite tricky to get a decent sense of scale when you're looking at the maps and stuff like that. Right, grass strip. I think I'm going to come in from the east. It's probably sensible. Yeah, especially given wind direction. This is obviously not going to be anything close to a conventional approach or a conventional pattern. But learning on the job. Parallel, yeah, more or less parallel. Going to come a little wider just to make my turn easier. Not sure how far out I want to go. I'm going to give it a notch of flaps. Steady on. Let's go for a turn. Oh, probably a bit too much. Let's not overcook it. Try and stay fairly level as I turn. It came wider than I expected actually. Floats right down. Feel I'm a bit too high. See how this goes. May have to go around. The thing that always freaks me out when doing this is, and it's the case in pretty much most aircraft really, it's not surprising, but it's just how unresponsive an aircraft becomes at these lower speeds, and suddenly you feel like you've lost quite a bit of control. It's kind of scary. Working okay, there's no slope indication here, it seems. Let's stay above this tree, it's a very inconveniently placed tree. Stay above this road. Oh, straying off. Straying off. This is not going well. I'm going around. I'm going to go around. That didn't go well. try that again. Bit of fuel, have a couple of goes. Yeah, it was doing kind of okay, and then I seemed to, yeah, just really lose my line right at the end. Oh, what was that? I was accidentally grabbing. Don't know what that is down there, but it's red, so I probably didn't want to grab it. See the airport. There it is. I'm actually genuinely nervous now. I don't want to prang it at any point on my trip. What's this thing here, and why is it out of the green? That can't be good, right? Where we're going. There we are. These wings are very inconvenient. Yeah, I felt like I was coming in okay until I got to about those trees, getting close to the road, and then I sort of started losing sight of the runway, just behind the nose really, and started to drift and was losing my line. Really need rudder pedals now. Really feel like I could do with the rudder pedals. Okay, this time. Nice and steady. Just take it easy. I think part of the thing as well is I'm actually slightly intimidated by these grass strips. They just look so short. So because there's no slope indicator, I find that a little bit intimidating as well. I do like the comfort of knowing if I'm on a good glide slope or not. Right, this is looking okay, but I'm just watching my speed. It's bleeding off. I don't want to stall before I get to the threshold. There we go. This is looking better. Bit of a bounce. But we're down. We're down. Did it. Okay. Where should I park it? I'm going to go and park it with those helicopters, I think. It's a bit bouncy here. Maybe I shouldn't be going across this grass. I couldn't see anything that looked like a taxiway. Oh, actually, I think I'm supposed to park over there. I see someone parked up over there. Let's go over that way. Quite sure I understand the layout of this place. Look how there's a couple of caravans in the car park. Again, I really need to figure out how to disconnect the parking brake from normal brakes. Done it! Done it, done it, done it. There we go. Okay. We're done. Right. Oh no. Oh, let's forget to do that. There we go. Yay! Made it. Made it. Another happy landing. We're down. We're down. We're down. We're down. Okay. That seemed a bit more reasonable in terms of time. Still took a wee while. I don't know if maybe I should actually make the hops even a little bit shorter than that. We'll see. I'm not sure what the recording time on this is. I feel like, so I think that when I planned the trip in the software I was planning it in, it was saying like about 42 minutes flight. Of course, it's going to take longer than that, just in terms of getting up to altitude, and then also I was mucking around, flying around that yacht and stuff like that as well, wasn't I? So that will have added some time. I feel like, I don't know, I want to make a stab and say an hour and a quarter maybe. So it's still a little bit longer than I'd like. I think I'd like to make the hops, well, actually maybe like to make the whole session maybe about 40, 45 minutes or whatever. So maybe I should look at aiming to do actual flights that are projected to be about 30 minutes or something like that. That's going to stretch out the sessions. Which isn't the point. In fact, I see that as a slight downside maybe, because it's going to take me longer to do this, which means I might be still on my way round the coast when summer ends. It'd be quite interesting if I get deep into autumn and maybe into winter when I'm going up the west and north coast of Scotland, because there could be some very interesting weather conditions. Hopefully I'll be a bit more comfortable flying this and understand it a bit more by then. Anyway, that's another trip under my belt. So I've gone Edinburgh to Newcastle, I went Newcastle to York, I went York to Fenland, and now Fenland to Great Yarmouth. So yeah, it's going well so far. Wonder how far around am I? I'm even like a quarter, nowhere near a quarter of the way around, I don't think, actually. Probably more like an eighth, or something like that. I mean, I've travelled quite some distance. Yeah, I've got no sense of how long this is going to take. But it's a thing now. I feel like it's a thing, and I feel like I'm capable of doing it. Anyway, from this fun and successful leg in my round Great Britain / UK trip in XPlane 11, thank you very much for watching. And goodbye. I just hit my hand.